Dude, early on, I met this phenomenal dude, Ruben Ayala. Guy owns Triple Nickel, um, friggin' clothing company to make amazing stuff. Another SF brother, and I remember seeing him and his team. Like it's like you're at the amateur or like the amateur of amateurs level, and they're at the pro level, and you hear them talk about how and what it took for them to get to where they're at, and it's profound, dude. It's like, dude, we struggled. COVID hit. We were thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. We lean into this, and we got our first order. I think their first big customer or the first big vendor was Kohl's, and him and his team were out there. They're loading up the trucks. They don't have like this fucking like giant logistical support machine. It's just them, literally an ODA minus, and they're having the worst fucking day ever, having to load this fucking truck by themselves. And his friend reminded him, he's like, "Hey, you prayed for this. You wanted this.
Yeah.
Like, good.
Yeah.
Be grateful for this moment." So yeah, when shit sucks, just remember you prayed for it.
Yeah, there have been plenty of days since I started this business where I'm like, should I have prayed for it? Like I
Yeah.
started Team Easties, man, and it was like, all right, this would be kind of a cool side gig, and then it got a little bit more than a side gig, and I mean, I was like, wow, did I bite off more than I could chew? And I was like, hell no, I'm gonna keep doing this shit, you know. And I kept grinding, and I mean, it's a lot for me, but it's just me, you know. I've got a couple of guys that help me like test products and stuff, like literally like nationwide, not even nation. I got guys in Canada testing for me,
Oh shit.
Alaska, all kind of places, all the way down to deserts in New Mexico and Texas. But there's I've got a trusted crew, and I mean they beat the crap out of the stuff before it hits our store. I mean they report back and go, dude, it's worthy or it's not, and if they say it's not, it's probably something somebody else might sell, but I can't do it. So, but
Before,
yeah, I'm like, after all, like, other than that, I am marketing, I am sales, I am shipping, I am like, I just packaged up a bunch of crap sitting behind me. I got to take, as soon as we're done, I got to run to the post office and drop a bunch of crap off, which I mean, it's good,
yeah,
but I'm tired, man.
dude, yeah.
So, and I'm not quite big enough to where I can hire help, man. You know, I'm like,
That scaling piece.
I can't
That,
even get my wife to come help me. She's like, how much you paying? None. Okay, bye. So,
but dude, you're so right on the durability of products, and before we even kick it off, dude, like going back to SIFSIC, going back to all those days, like you're doing stocks, you're in the fucking running around the woods in North Carolina trying to get your fucking shot off, and your cat sticks fucking break because you bought shitty equipment from fucking Walmart. You're like, this fucking sucks. Well, I guess I'm failing this shot.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, I'm glad to see that you're approaching this from a perspective of somebody who needs to utilize this in the worst possible situations to get a shot off. Even if you're just a sportsman, like that shit matters, man.
Yeah. Well, and so going back to that, like when I retired in 2018, and when I did, I started getting into that. I mean, I was always a big hunter, a big deer hunter, but I never
Yeah.
really got into like elk and western stuff until a couple of years prior to that. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go all in on this western stuff. I want to do it myself. I don't want outfitters. Like I want to learn everything I can and go after it. Problem was, just fresh retired, I didn't know how much money I was actually going to be having in my pocket, what bills were going to look like. And so I bought the junkest, like junkest isn't a word, but we're going to go with it. I bought the worst crap. Like my first tripod, I think was like $34, man.
Nice.
It was so bad.
Primo
Like, and
equipment.
yeah, and I mean, at the time, I still had a military discount through Bushnell, so I think I bought like the cheapest spotting scope they had, and it was like 55% off. So like it was probably like $130 for the spotter. And like I could look through the glass for about 20 seconds before my eye would just start bleeding. And then I literally to crank, like to raise the elevation on the tripod, I had to crank a little handle. I was like, why did I buy this, dude? And so then I stepped it up to a slightly better brand for like $150, and it still wasn't great. But now I've got two tripods. Both of them are not all that well. One's terrible, the other one's not great. So I gotta, like, long story short, buy once, cry once. you'll figure it out. If the thing costs $300 and you're like, man, I can find it for 75, there's a reason it's $75.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's just bad. But, so that being said, one of the things that I've tried to do with this company, and it kind of kicks me in the ass, it bites me in the ass rather. I'm really keeping the margins down because I want guys like me in 2018 to be able to afford to buy my stuff.
Yeah.
So like prime example, my trekking poles. I may or may not have come across the manufacturer for a very high end brand of trekking pole maker. They usually sell theirs for $180 to $190 for a set. I mean, didn't mess with like patents or any kind of stuff like that, but they basically built me a brick shit house of a trekking pole, lightweight, like all to my specifications. And I know who is selling it. They're selling it for, like I said, 190. I'm selling them for $115. I can't bring myself to do it, dude. I'm like, I wouldn't have bought a $190 pair in 2018. We're not even 2019, but I might have bought a $115 pair. And I'm trying to like get, trying to get the quality stuff in the hands of dudes that just, they're not rolling in the dough, because I wasn't. I'm still not, but I'm doing all right. Now, now I just got inventory. I'm like, oh, I need a tripod. I just walk around right around behind the turkey, and there it is. But and like this is one of my tripods over my shoulder here, and it's a hybrid design. It's ultralight, but we thickened the legs so you can shoot off of it. I shoot off of it all the time. I take it to the range. I put a 13-pound precision rifle on there, and I'm reacquiring steel out 400 or 500 yards easy. I haven't pushed it past that, just haven't had the opportunity. But it's people look at it and go, people look at my price and I think they think that it's junk. It's not. I'm charging, I think, $250, $260 for it. My competitors are all on like $350 mark.
Oh yeah.
For the lightweights. The difference is all of them say no more than like 18 pounds or 30 pounds on the legs. I've got pictures of a 220-pound dude. I've done it doing I don't know what kind of Pilates or something, but he's like holding on to it. He's got his legs out. He's doing like ab workouts hanging from the legs. I'm like, nah, don't come at me with your 30-pound tripod legs and charge me $350, dude. We're doing pull-ups off of this thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got tired of buying junk, and I just kind of, I transferred all that over, and so my margins aren't the greatest, but I'd rather it just make me a little bit of money. I am retired. I got a decent pension. I don't need to do this. I'd like to do it. It's fun, and I'm trying, like I said, to really put it in the hands of, like, especially like operators and stuff, getting out and not knowing, like what they're going to have in their pocket soon, but they want to keep shooting, or they want to go out west and hunt. Like, well, dude, I've got you covered, man. Like, come check it out. Instead of buying that $350, $400 rig, I got one for two something. And I also offer a military discount too. So, I'm take care of my boys.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not, not just soft guys, everybody, but it's just like, kind of lean towards that mindset and being around,
Yeah. Are you
everybody.
GSA approved?
Am I what?
Are you GSA approved?
No.
No.
So, or you mean like very compliant and
Yeah,
for
so you
like
can get it
contract?
if you need to do a purchase request.
So I'm SAM certified. So like I've just did a contract with Fourth SFAB.
Nice.
They bought 10 grand worth of headlamps off of me. So that was
I give
fun.
SFAB a lot of shit, but good move.
Yeah.
Good fucking move.
Well,
Solid.
they got some solid dudes in leadership. I don't know. They formed after I was out. Like, so I don't know a whole heck of a lot about them, other than looking into them a little bit. But Command Sergeant Major Herb Gill is Fourth SFAB CSM right now. Solid dude, and got chatting, and he's like, dude, he saw one of my headlamps in action on a hunt, and he goes, I guess whoever turned it on, well, it was my buddy Kerry turned it on, and he was like, he's a former group guy. Herb looks over and goes, "Did you just turn on the sun?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, check this headlamp out, man." And it's, I mean, it'll destroy you. Like, it is. Do not look into this thing. It's like, I usually would run through the mountains with 400 or 500 lumen headlamps. This one's
Yeah.
1750. Like, and I mean, that's on the ultra high. Like, it's normal running is like, medium is like 600 lumens, and then it goes up to like 900, and then I've got red lamp and everything else. But yeah, when you double tap that thing, the world comes to light pretty quick.
You know, it's funny. We romanticize certain brands and certain equipment because it's what we saw our senior use or what we saw like a Green Beret use downrange. Bro, we are great at product placement.
Yeah.
I bought A Solo boots because that's what my senior wore, and I thought my senior was the coolest fucking dude on earth. Any kit that guy had, I'm like, I got to get what Bill has. He's so fucking cool. Like, and when you see like headlamps, like number one headlamp everybody has on a team,
Petzl always comes to brain.
always,
Oh.
because they're great at marketing. They send kits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember the improved mountaineering kits that came out. There were these giant fucking boxes with climbing gear and shit. Those are riddled with free Petzl headlamps. And I say free because motherfuckers rat fuck those things. It's just like fucking. The aid bag, same thing. You buy the new aid bags, come with Petzl headlamps. Petzl headlamps everywhere. The little tiny sexy ones at the Supreme, like ultra fucking operators wore. Like, you saw those? I got to get those.
Yeah.
But we see a headlamp or something and it becomes an iconic thing because a cool guy had it. When in reality, there's probably 50 fucking companies out there that make better equipment, better headlamps, but it's who gets it, who wears it, who puts it out there.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, it's important when you see companies like yours, it's making fucking something that's brighter. Fucking you, what's like, I'd rather have something that I can clearly utilize when I need white light that's brighter than the fucking sun.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll turn the sun on, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, running it on low is like plenty. You know, so like when I'm running them through the woods, I'm usually, if I'm on red lamp, I'm usually running, like if I'm running a headlamp at all, I'm running red. For like just trying to get to wherever I'm going. Now, if I'm following an animal, or, you know, I'm like, shoot, where did I put my pack? That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
I'm white lighting all day long, but I'm just trying to save my night vision the best I can. But even this thing, like, so I actually got one right here. This thing is the low or the high. I forget what lumen the high red is, but it's stupid. You can see the hair on a tick's ass at 30 yards with a red. I'm like, I didn't even know what I was getting when I built this thing. I was talking to the manufacturer, and they're like, how bright do you want to go? And it's like, well, most of the competition's like around 1,000 lumen. They're like, well, we got this new one. You interested? I was like, well, yeah, let's play with it.
Yeah.
And they sent me one, and I was like, holy smokes, man, all right, let's do it. Yeah. So I've got an array of random stuff, but all of it, well, most of it can be brought back to, you know, military usage, man. Like, that's, you know, I learned a lot from, you know, running missions and, you know, night raids and everything else. And there were so many things that we had that was awesome, but it was stupid heavy, or, you know, didn't have night capabilities, or, you know, like all these different things. And I just started, half of this stuff I make, the tripods, trekking poles, headlamps, I'm not a tech guy. I'm not making that stuff. But if it's textile, I make it. Like, on the other side of this wall is a cutting table and sewing machines, and it's just me. I'm just going to town. Yeah. But so in fact, I'm hopefully getting another contract here for my I'm trying to replace the VS17 panel.
No shit.
Oh, everybody that sees it loves it, man. I mean, it's by no means is it as large as the VS17, but what does the VS17 lack? Well, what does it have? It has bulk. It's heavy. It's stupid. It's usually found dusty underneath a bunch of crap in the back of a Humvee. You can't pack it, so most of the time your scout or whatever, you know, cut a 12-inch, 20-inch section and shove that in his pack. But it doesn't have any kind of night capabilities. And so I was like, well, I originally did this for me because I'm usually 6, 7, 8 miles off of any trail in the middle of the mountains somewhere in, you know, whatever state out west. And I'm like, dude, I'm hunting. I'm trying to blend in. And if I ever got a search and rescue type of situation, I need something other than an orange hat, that's required
Yeah.
by law or whatever. So I made an ultralight VS17 panel. Basically, it's 3 foot by 3 foot, has night and it's infrared capable. I've got pictures of it in Iraq, a few months back in Iraq, through an Apache's night vision scope. He hit it with the IR flood at about 800 meters, and it lit up. And in fact, I think it's Mosul is behind it. I think it's Mosul that was behind it. You can see the city lights, and it's in between there and the helo, and it's just as bright as a city light, but nobody else sees it because he's hitting it with the IR flood.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, dude, it's this big. This is 3 foot by 3 foot, night capable, 2.5 ounces.
Damn.
So,
Bro, that was my biggest complaint on a fucking VS17 panel is how fucking you'd always cut it up. You'd always be chopping it up, cutting it up to fit your needs or situation. That's fucking nobody got time for that shit.
No. Yeah. So I mean, I'm slowly but surely picking away at the VS17. I want it to go away. I mean, that's Vietnam era stuff, dude.
It is like that. I'd buy that.
Yeah. It's.
Like,
I mean, all it is well, and so this is what keeps me from being very compliant, and so I've had to go through soft impact cards and company cards. Regular Army, you got to get DoD approval and all this other stuff. So you've got to be very compliant, which means my equipment or all of my materials have to come from the U.S. unless you get a waiver. Nobody in the U.S. makes this material. Nobody. And I have hired people to try to help me find it. Nobody makes it. It's just so they make this material. They don't make it that lightweight. So
what material is that? Is it the rip?
It's a 20 denier ripstop nylon. But that 20 denier part, that's what gets everybody. You can find like 70, but then you're talking, it's going to be more than, it's 3 times as much weight. So my whole point was make it ultra light.
Yeah.
So, but,
dude, this is some fucking next level, like outdoors Tony Stark shit. Like, have you always been an innovator? Were you an 18 Charlie?
No. All right, dude, I didn't invent shit. I just all right. I moved, shortly after COVID.
Yeah.
My wife's company, she's out of Boston. They let her, she actually was working in Durham. I was stationed at Bragg. So, when they closed her Durham location, they knew I was still active and they allowed her to stay remote and they would fly her back and forth.
Damn.
Well, we kept that under wraps as long as we could. And then a couple years later, COVID was still pretty peaked. They caught wind that I was retired and they said, how long we've been flying? No, you're moving. So I couldn't live in Massachusetts, suppressors and stuff, they don't like guns there. Yeah. So we're literally 400 yards over the state line in New Hampshire. I grew up in Florida, man. So New Hampshire, there's 3 foot of snow outside right now. Like I don't do this. This is not fun. I wish I was in Bama down there with you, man. Like you're probably short sleeve shirt and it was -1 here 2 days ago. I'm like, I don't want to be here, but long story short, boredom kicked in. And, I just started tinkering with stuff and then one thing led to another. And, I had this one here and it was originally meant for like search and rescue campers, hikers and military stuff like that. But weirdly enough, hunters started jumping on it like white on rice. And they were using it for they'd take their pack off to move in for a stalk and they would drape it over their pack and then take off. They would flag their buddy down if they were on 2 different ridges, trying to get back together, or just hang it over a blood trail. Where's the last blood point? They'd drape it up in the tree. And, but in doing so, former Navy SEAL, John Barklow, he's one of the product designers over at Sitka. Awesome dude.
Shit. They make great shit.
They make good shit. Everybody picks on him because it's expensive or whatever, but he's doing a whole survival course now too. He was I think he was mountain warfare trainer for years and years, nice. Something like that. But anyway, he hit me up and he said, hey man, I love it. Can you make one a little bit smaller And I laughed and I said, how's 21 inches sound? And he said, that sounds real specific. I said, well, I was trying to figure out my roll of
What are you
material.
using to measure?
My roll of material is 60 something inches wide. So I'm taking 37 inches. And once I hem it in for the big one, it's 36 inches. I got this leftover. What am I going to do with it? So I made a little freaking 21 incher, and it weighs 1.2 ounces. And I sent it to him, and he was like, this is it. This is, so he's all his survival courses. He talks about these things. You know, it's been fun kind of playing around with that stuff. I make like ultralight suppressor covers, not for heat, just to keep rain and dirt and crap out of the barrel. But, you know, it's just tinkering around with stuff, just looking at like, what do I need that I can't find, or what do I need that is expensive?
Yeah.
And I just, if I can make it, I make it. And if I can't, then I start looking to see who can make it for me. And, you know, headlamps, tripods, trekking poles, all kind of crap.
Yeah.
So
That's something that I didn't even talk that never came across my mind. I always envisioned the creative process being something where you have to initialize and create every aspect of what you envision. You know, you sort of envision somebody sewing something, making it at home, creating, sourcing the parts. Never thought about reaching out to actual manufacturers to do all that stuff for you.
yeah,
Which I think that's something that maybe a lot of us, you know, I certainly know that within our group of American service members, veterans, there's a lot of creators out there, but they maybe don't know that they don't have to do every aspect of the process by themselves.
yeah.
Like when you were diving into this world, what was the initial thing that gave you that kick in the ass of like, I can do this? It's like we were talking earlier, like that the entrepreneurial experience, that drive to create something, that's a big push. But then what you need is that additional fucking fire in your belly to say like, I got to do this.
For me, I mean, what started everything was just boredom. Like I said, I don't like it up here. I can't go outside. My motorcycle just sits under a cover way too much. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's, and then when it starts to get nice out, I've never had allergies in my freaking life, man. And I go outside in like May, June, and even part of July, and I just look like death. So I live off of Zysol. There's your plug for Zysol. You know, maybe they'll sponsor you. I live off of that crap. But it was honestly, it was for me, what started me was boredom. What got me going was I was actually pretty blown away by some of the guys like us that were in the industry already, had big names, and just said, hey man, I'll hook you up. Like, it may not get you much, but it'll get your name out there.
That's
John
awesome.
Barklow was the first one. Aaron Snyder, he's former Army. He was with Kifaru, just stepped over to Born Primitive. Great dude. He talks about the markers all the time. He actually is testing a couple of testing, playing around with, seeing if he can break some of our equipment right now. But like dudes who have big names in the hunting outdoor industry, and we're just open armed, like, hey man, you ain't got to pay me anything. I'm going to talk about this because I think it's great. And I think more of that needs to happen, you know, in our military community, you know, guys getting out, like, first of all, what's the worst that can happen? Somebody tells you no, you know, but if you're starting something up, like, dude, I reached out to so many different people and just DM'd them. Half the time, I still think 2-3 years later, most of my DMs haven't even been seen. You know, dude's got 60,000-80,000 followers. I'm not going to show up. So, but
you never know.
You never
know
and
unless you try.
Exactly. And some guys do. Some guys do respond. Aaron was one of them. I was shocked. He fired right back to me. He was like, what do you got? And because I asked him a question on a post, and we got each other's phone numbers. I'm trying to take him to go fishing, but he doesn't want to, you know, he's got his own fishing and stuff going on. So I'm like, all right, well, one of these days. But yeah, no, I think if more of us kind of got together and helped each other out and lifted each other up, like, you know, just even some Instagram pages, all they do is just memes and crap like that. I did a T-shirt not too long ago trying to raise money for the GB Foundation, and so I put together, designed this whole T-shirt, and was going to sell it to raise money. And like handful of guys on Instagram didn't know me from anything, but I was like, hey, all of my proceeds, like I'm not taking a dime from this. I'm just whatever you know I got to pay to it's gonna, like, anything on top of what I spent is going to go out. Like, I want to send this all to GB. And they would start putting it on their stories, and it helped, I mean, like, because I didn't have the reach. I still don't have much reach on my Instagram. Like, I'm still gaining followers, but like some of these dudes had 20, 30, 40,000 followers, and they got reach. They can get it out there, and it helps, and
Yep.
so we did that, a few months back. But I think, unfortunately, some of these guys just go, shit, I made it, you can make it. No, somebody helped you. And if they didn't, good on you, but somebody somewhere along the way gave you a little boost, lifted you up, even just a word of encouragement. And because I've definitely had plenty of dudes that I followed or knew knew of, and I reached out and kind of got a shitty response. And no harm, no foul, but dude, you're not perfect. And like, so I think if the community starts helping each other out and raising each other up a little bit more, we could take over, dude.
Oh, bro, absolutely.
I mean,
The amount of support that we need to generate within our little echo chamber, it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't take a lot to help promote, amplify a voice of somebody that's doing something good.
yeah,
Like, it's as simple as sharing, bringing somebody on a show, being willing to communicate, being willing to friggin', like, if they're putting good stuff out there, help somebody out.
yeah,
Like, meet with them, like, be able to flush out if they're a grifter, because I've run into a few. Like, hey, at the end of the day, you open it up for communication.
yeah,
You don't have to. If they're a bad agent, if there's somebody that you understand, like, okay, like, you're full of shit, okay, leave it at that, move forward. But man, it takes 2 seconds to have a virtual cup of coffee, like,
yeah,
2 seconds.
yeah,
And we need to be able to promote people that are doing great, inspiring things, so other people can say, like, oh, I can do that too. Like, dude, nobody should leave the military and go into their next chapter feeling like they can't accomplish something that was just as great, if not greater. And I think, like, these stories are not just good moments and snapshots within the echo chamber of negativity, but they're inspirational. They show people that, dude, you didn't have $2 million to start off. You didn't have a fucking huge runway that was paved by somebody else. Like, you made it yourself, and
yeah.
you're doing it. And that's what
Dude,
people need to see.
I
Like,
still can't get a bank loan. Dude, I've reached out to freaking every bank out there. I'm like, hey, I just need like 20K, 30K. And they're like, no. Awesome.
shout
Thanks.
out to American Express. First ones, dude. I got lucky. I got really lucky. American Express rolled out was online checking, was cabbage.com. No joke. That was our first venture into the online checking account. And I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Absolutely. I'll take this. I'll have this as my virtual checking account. Fucking rolls into American Express checking, and they're the first ones that gave me my startup loan. Like, everybody thinks that you need to go the conventional way. I've had people turn me down because they didn't believe in the concept. Oh yeah, no, this is stupid. This is not going to do anything. I'm like, well, I have one customer. I'm virtually producing, and everybody thinks that you need to have 100% backing from everybody else. It's like, no, you have to have determination and grit to stay in what you're doing, to have faith in yourself.
Yep.
Find fucking ways. Like, I had to bootstrap, and yeah, dude, some aspects of it will suck. You'll have to look at all those beautiful suppressors and beautiful rifles you've acquired. You'll have to say, you're potentially a brand new Sony camera. I'm going to have to let you go.
Oh God, that would hurt.
Oh, it did.
But
It hurt like a motherfucker.
yeah,
But what's more important? Your
yeah,
vision, your dream? or having nice things in your gun safe. Like
Yeah.
there's that there, you have to understand, like, I'm not going to go into financial debt and put my family into a position where now things are, our future's unstable, but I
Yeah.
will out hustle everybody else. Like I will stay up 48 hours to get products out, to get concepts out, because when you build something on your own, you have to develop all aspects of it, the marketing, sales, and everything. And maybe the social media stuff gets you another customer. Hey, I want you to run social media for it. Or maybe the video quality for the hobby podcast you're doing does really well, and somebody wants you to edit their videos for them. Like every aspect of what you're doing could be potential source of income because somebody sees value in what you're doing. And like I see a lot of creators out there, a lot of people that are in the space, like, oh man, I'm not making any money out of this. It's like, you're not making any money on your podcast, your videos. I get it. But refine your approach, refine your technique. Maybe somebody will hire you to edit and promote and do the social media marketing, do all these other things. You can do that and allow yourself to continue focusing on your dream and refine your skills, refine and get it out there. And now you're not just one threat. Now you're not just a podcast. You're a video editing company. Now you're sound editing. You're doing audio stuff. Like, dude, you can do so much if you just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
It would just take 2 seconds. Take a knee and believe in yourself. Where
Well,
there's will,
and
there's a
like
way.
you said, you starting with one thing, now you're this, now you're that.
Yep.
As you start going along, you start seeing opportunities. Like right now, actually, a buddy of mine, he's a CW3 in the 82nd Hilo pilot. He's the one that took the photos of over in Iraq. He's getting ready to retire, and he was actually my NCO on a team back when I first got in. I was like, I just walked up and went, "Hey, Tex, what's going on?" And he's like, "You're the new guy?" I was like, "Oh, I don't really like being called that, but sure, I am." But he was awesome, man. I love the dude to death. We've kept in touch for freaking ever, and um, he hung everything up to go over and hung the team stuff up and went over and just wanted to be an Apache pilot, and so he made it and he did it, and so he's over in the 82nd doing his thing now, flying for them. But I think he's about to hang up his he's about to retire, but and doing all that we were doing when these started getting away from me a little bit, I was like, man, I'm getting to the point where I need a manufacturer.
Yeah.
US manufacturing, man, was like the cost for one of those to get done for me was my wholesale price. And I'm like, how am I going to make $1 if I'm going to sell it to a store? And they were like, oh, it's just what it is in America. So long story short, we went down to Puerto Rico, which is where most of our uniforms and everything else was made anyway. Turns out there's like 4 or 5 textile manufacturing plants down there. They're swamped with DoD contracts, swamped, because you're getting like overseas costs, like pricing, but it's made in America, right? U.S. territory or whatever it is. So I went down there. I mean, literally a third of the cost of what any of the American companies were doing were going to charge me. So, but
make the mental note of that.
Yeah, go to PR, man. So, but like I walked the plant and made sure there's no like 8-year-olds sweating in the corner, shit like that. And it was not. So I mean, I got to give them that. But it was just,
if they are jolly, they're having fun, there's music playing.
Little Johnny looked so happy to be there, where the chain around his ankle was not
Ricardo,
a hindrance.
vamos. La, la, la.
But we got walking around and just kind of looking at everybody, and I was like, just nobody looked real thrilled. Nobody looked happy. And, they're all sitting in these plastic chairs from like, probably leftover from an elementary school, fire or something, like just not comfortable conditions. And so my buddy kind of went, he's from Puerto Rico, the Hilo pilot. And so he'd go down there and check around for me to help me try to find some other stuff. Long story short, as like we were talking about, you're this and now you become this, we're seriously looking at starting a sew shop down in PR. And actually like trying to treat the employees well and give them comfortable settings. And I'm like, dude, we'll have people lined up at our door to work for us, for one, and DoD contracts out the wazoo because of the cost of living there.
And be able to make your own products.
Yeah. And so, like you're saying, like you're this, now you're this, you start finding stuff out as you're going along, and you're like, dude, I could do that. Or you go, dude, this guy's doing this wrong. I could do it way better and fix the problem, make things better for everybody. It's as you get going in the business world, you start finding more stuff that you're like, dude, I could totally take this on and do it. And so we're gonna just keep powering, and I mean, honestly, if we can open a textile manufacturing shop in PR and charge PR prices, but have employees that are happy and get a bunch of DoD contracts, then yeah, I'll run that thing. So
All
come to
fucking day
me.
long.
We'll be selling stuff for you. I mean, and I won't turn down the contracts. If you come to me with your basic training brownie tidies, man, if that's the contract, I'll take it. Let's go.
I will make the finest underpants the DoD has ever issued.
Best cotton ever.
I think
Well,
I think production run and the entrepreneurial spirit is really big within our soft community and our veteran community. And I think we've seen it for a long time. Even like at the very beginning of GWAT, like we can probably name off like 10 to 15 companies that everybody was fucking like just diehard fanatic over it. And then you look at the people who founded it, and it was a soft guy, a Navy SEAL, Ranger. I mean, shit.
I mean,
Was it Ranger Joe's at Benning? That's a cult following.
yeah. I mean,
People
like,
go
for me,
there to
I
see the
equate it to, like,
manufacturing.
I just had a hard time, integrating back into the civilian world. Like, I mean, I've got, like, I shouldn't say that. Like, I'm very good friends with civilians everywhere, but like the workforce, it drives me nuts, man. I listen to some of the stuff my wife deals with. She's a VP in a, pretty large company, and not like the VP of the company, a VP of a section, but so she's dealing with stuff all the time. And I'm like, just take them out back and hit them. And she's, I couldn't get anything done today. I was in an 8-hour safety presentation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, we used to throw darts at each other over the cubicle walls playing human battleship, like, didn't know. And that's a true story. I won't say that my buddy was using a red drive to cover his balls, but he was afraid that the dart might get him there. So the closest thing he had to him was a red drive sitting on the desk, and he stuck there. But whatever. So
No.
it was secure.
Dude.
But yeah, I'm like, dude, and I had some video of some stuff, and I sent it to her. I was like, show this to your safety people.
Yeah.
And she's like, they'll probably just fire me for just being known, like being around you with this. Like, I'm like, God, I can't handle that kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, get it done, do it fast, and then go home. If you don't have anything to do, if you're done with the day's work, go home. If I hated I tried the boss that was like, oh, you're done? Well, find a few extra things to do. I'm like, no, dude, I'm out. Like, this is ridiculous. When I became a senior NCO, that was my mindset was, hey, it's 2:30 and you're done, go home. I don't care.
Yeah.
If the commander gets pissed, I'll ask for forgiveness, but I'm not going to ask for permission. I'm going to do it. And I took care of my guys, and I had leadership that did the same for me. Luckily, I had plenty of it when I was in the 82nd. It was not. 4 years in the 82nd, I was, considering. I was like, hey, this barrel tastes funny. Who else has been fucking on it? But,
why are you waiting in line in the arms room? Oh,
yeah,
Mondays,
long nap time. But yeah, I did 4 years in the 82nd, and I was like, I can't handle this crap, man. Be done, nothing to do, and they're still like, then get out and sweep the parking lot.
hurry up
Why?
and wait. Yeah,
why? I hate you. I hate every one of you. And it was, unfortunately, it was still in the soft community. You still had those guys that would come over. They'd be like E6s, like senior E6s or an E7, come on over, and they're so brainwashed that they're just like, you stand out there in formation for no reason, like waiting for the stupid flag to go out. Like, come on, dude, it's 5 p.m. I want to go home. I'm not trying to stand out here just so I can hear, salute a flag. I'm not doing it. So but the civilian life just wasn't for me, man. And I was like I said, like I had the pension, I had the disability, like I'm, decent funds, but boredom and honestly, I'm just now starting to make some money. But first couple of years wasn't making a dime, but the grind.
Yeah.
So
That's the beauty of it too, though. Like you start, like, when at first it's like, fuck, I just have to keep working, keep grinding. Then you have to believe, like, the money will come, the money will be there. I just have to focus on the process. And how many of us and how many veterans out there get to that point where it's like they're just about to make it and they quit? Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna contract, I'm gonna do it. It's like, dude, if you're listening and you're in the space and you're not making the money that you're dreaming of, it's like, keep moving forward, keep
yeah,
working and honing your craft. You have to believe in yourself. The rest of the world is not going to be there cheering you on. There's no QRF until there's great success. And that might be a year, 2 years. Some people stumble upon it like right off the bat. But you have to understand that, like, maybe your number is 10 years in, maybe your number's 5 years in. Adapt, improvise, figure out to make revenue in other ways. Fucking use your benefits, go to school full time, use
yeah,
that, hustle your ass off. Don't give up and chase down things that you're passionate about. You never know when it's going to come to fruition. You never know when your hit is going to happen. Be smart. I'm not telling you to gamble all your money and thinking that you're going to become the world's greatest next fucking YouTube star. That's not a great profitable endeavor, but you can create great things out there, and you just have to stay true to yourself in your process.
yeah.
Jason, if people want to check out your quality equipment, where do they go?
www.teameasties.com. Yeah, it's a weird name, but team and then East, like East Coast, IES. So TEAMEASTIES. I are spell good, I swear. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, most of my stuff I do everything on Instagram, and we're doing a giveaway today for some trekking poles. A couple weeks ago, I did a tripod giveaway. I mean, I'm always trying to do something cool like that. And, so check me out on the gram. All my stuff is real. I do have a little teeny marketing team that's throwing some little ads on there that might drive you nuts. But if it drives you nuts, it's not me. So if you see this stupid face standing in front of that wall, that's definitely me. But yeah, like I'm the guy that doesn't know what he's doing in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's all of us.
35 takes for a 2-second video on
Just
Instagram.
hands are slowly going up. Dude,
What
I
if,
tell people all the time, this is so much different than trying to do this content creation. Hey, what's up, guys? Got 5 minutes, giving you 5 free. I can't fucking do that shit. It's
yeah,
just
no,
hours of. That's why I don't like. So if you're wondering why I don't do reels and shit with my actual fucked up face, because I don't fucking like doing it, but I have to do it
yeah,
someday. I'll
no,
get to it.
yeah, it drives me nuts. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. I don't think I've ever posted on Twitter. I just have it.
Yeah.
So,
It's a beast, man. It's hard to understand what to do. I think you get more upvotes the more vulgar, more racist and sexist you are on Twitter. So just got find your niche there and just start dropping F bombs and people
yeah,
will follow.
seems like it. Yeah. So, but yeah,
No.
most of my crap's on there, and honestly, a lot of our video of us testing stuff out. One of my videos when I'm messing with the tripod heads, I'm trying to break it. I put a 300 Win mag on a head that was meant for like binoculars, and I'm like, I'm gonna break this thing.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I didn't, and I was like, well, maybe I'm gonna sell it now. So,
Damn it! I
like,
melted. I made it too good.
yeah. But I mean, I looked at the camera. I'm like, I haven't shot off of this thing yet. Let's put a 300 Winchester Magnum on there and
Fuck yeah.
see if I can break it. And I'm just pow, 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 and it's holding. I'm like, okay, well, that's a good start for that, And but yeah, I mean, all my shit's true, man. It's me. It's my buddies doing it. It's if it's on the website, it's been tested. It's been beat up. It's been tried. Um, and slowly but surely coming up with new ideas, new plans. I'm, always trying something different.
Hell yeah, man.
So, but yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, like I said, I'm trying to keep the numbers down so dudes can afford to buy something and they don't have to have 3 tripods before they actually get a good one,
Yeah.
you know?
Or have to go to their wife for permission.
Yeah, that too. So,
If you guys pause right now, go to the episode description. You'll see all those links to his website, Instagram on there. Go ahead and give Jason a follow and head on over to his website and buy some fucking awesome outdoors gear, some trekking poles, tripods, so that you can look cool and have durable equipment. Because number one factor we're always looking for is, does it look cool and will it last? And if you're an
yes.
18 Bravo, I promise you they'll last. Just don't try to fucking eat the things. Yeah. Dude, Jason, thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate you. It's awesome to see somebody leaning into their own entrepreneurial endeavors and not giving up, man, because it's oftentimes like it's just about fucking putting your nose down and grinding. And that's something we're fucking used to.
Yeah.
We learned how to do that in the 82nd, and then we became masters of it in the soft world. So it's good to see you out there kicking ass, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, you're killing it too, dude. So keep it up. We'll
Yeah,
keep
man,
on
trying
pushing.
one poop and cum joke meme at a time. To everybody listening, thank you so much for tuning in. Before I let you go, please head on over to Spotify and Apple. See, I'm waiting to the end of the episode to put this shit out there, so I'm not bugging you at the beginning. So please head on over to Apple or Spotify or even YouTube. Leave us a review, 5-star, and comment something. I don't know, fucking boners, banana, anything. The algorithm picks it up and it helps. But your support matters, and I appreciate you. I'm Deny Caballero. Until next time, take care.